Booktube, it's Louise the Big Head Bookworm. Lovely to see you. Hope you are well. Hope you're having a lovely day. It's a lovely spring morning here. Spring has officially sprung, so I'm wearing quite a fleecy top because although it looks gorgeous, quite chilly out there. I'm here with a tag video today. I don't really tend to do tags, but I'm going to start doing them because I enjoy watching them, and I don't know why I don't do them because I always answer while I'm watching them. So I thought I might as well record those answers for you. But first we have some parish notices. The first one is the booktuber I am drawing attention to is ThePoptimist. He's a Canadian booktuber, had a channel for a couple of years now, puts out videos fairly regularly. Obviously busy life, can't do it all the time. He does a lot of individual book reviews, which he makes look so easy, and they're so not easy, but I really trust his opinion. He also spends a lot of time and care with his videos, and they look so polished and put most of us to shame. So that is ThePoptimist. If you do go over and subscribe, say hello from me, the Big Head Bookworm, because I think he's grand. Second parish notice is Sarah was asking what kind of crime and or detective stories would I recommend at the moment? She hasn't read one in a while, was wondering what I could draw attention to. So myself and other subscribers were giving some suggestions. I suggested Elizabeth George, somebody suggested Linwood Barclay or Michael Connolly. Both those are, one's Canadian, one's American. Elizabeth George is Yorkshire based. I have another couple here that I would just thought I'd show, and that for anybody else that's interested. So I would recommend Val McDermott. This is The Mermaid Singing. This was her first book. It's police detective and profiler, and they're really good. I'd really recommend. James Oswald's, this is the first one in his Inspector McLean series, The Book of Souls. It's crime fiction set in Scotland with a touch of the unknown or paranormal as an undertone. I've just read In the Woods by Tana French, which is the first book in the Dublin Murder Squad. So that's an Irish one. And then we have another Scottish one set in Shetland. This is Anne Cleeve's Raven Black. I've just picked this up. I actually bought it like 2 days ago. Saw it really cheaply. Brand new copy, really cheaply. This is the first in her Shetland series. I have the hardback behind me up there. There it is, that my mother-in-law gave me, and I thought, well, I actually prefer to read them in order, so I saw this one really cheaply. Woohoo! So that is Val McDermott, James Oswald's In the Woods by Tana French and Anne Cleeves. There we go, Sarah. I hope that helps. And the last parish notice is the fact that it is Why Not Celebrate Mother's Day on Sunday in the UK with a trip to our local pub because they've got one of their regular meat raffles starting at 5:30. Best get there early because it's always a popular occasion. Okay, and there we go. Let's get on with the tag. So, anything but books tag. I have written everything down in my lovely feather book, gift from Sue. Hello, my lovely. Name a cartoon that you love. Phineas and Ferb. Absolutely, hands down, love Phineas and Ferb. Any cartoon that has Percy the Platypus in is going to be a huge winner by me. And yes, I can sing the whole of the title sequence. I'm not going to do it for you. No, I'm not going to do it for you, but Phineas and Ferb. Number 2, what is your favourite song right now? Golden Slumbers by Jennifer Hudson from Sing, the movie soundtrack. Love it. First time I heard it, I cried. Second time I heard it, I cried. It touches me, and I would listen to it all the time. So it's Golden Slumbers. I will see if I can get a little clip of it to put it in the description box. Number 3, what could you do for hours that isn't reading? Bit personal. Surfing. That's it. If I could be a surf bum, just surf all day. Surfing and swimming. Beach life. That's it. Surfing. Number 4, what is something you love to do that your followers would be surprised by? I don't really know, actually. I suppose the only thing I would say is knitting. Knitting and crocheting and sewing, quilting. I used to do an awful lot of patchwork and quilting, and still can. I've got qualifications in that. But at the moment I'm pretty yarn based, and so it's knitting and crocheting. What is number 5? What is your favourite unnecessarily specific thing to learn about? This can do with books, I guess. I have 2 things at the moment. Going back to the knitting, I am currently slightly obsessed with brioche knitting. The knitting I like colourway knitting. I like all kinds of knitting, but I do like knitting with colours and the different colour work that you can do. Brioche knitting is you have a colour base of the background and then you have an intricate pattern that you knit over the top at the same time. So you're dealing with 2 different yarns all the time, and it takes a lot of concentration. I love anything that takes that kind of concentration and discipline and dedication. Absolutely lovely. So brioche knitting, I'm trying to learn a lot about that at the moment. And the other thing is foods that can help with adrenal failure. Rather than taking a lot of antibiotics, it can really affect your adrenals. So I am looking for foods that can help boost my adrenals at the moment. I'm actually using various books. A Pucker Life by Sebastian Pole, Finding Your Path to Perfect Health. So this is the chap who set up the company Pucker, which do an awful lot of herb teas. So A Pucker Life, that's Ayurvedic, so that's Ayurvedic health. I'm also using Cook, Brew and Blend Your Own Herbs by Neil Jard. And my last one is Healing Foods, again by Neil Jard. So those are the 3 books that I am currently using, browsing through, cooking from, trying to work out what to do, that are dealing with adrenal failure. So there we go. That's an oddly specific thing that I am focused on at the moment. What is something that you know how to do that is unusual? Well, I suppose I don't know how unusual it is, but I can juggle with hoops and or fire. So, but that's only because I can juggle. I can juggle with 3 balls or 4 balls. I never got to grips with 5. The difficulty with 5 balls is, and this is something that if you are keen on taking juggling that you should know about, with 5 balls you have to do a 6 rhythm and knock one out. So you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have to kind of have a beat in there, and it takes a lot of practice for that beat to become second nature. Because what happens when you're juggling is, to begin with, you're really concentrating and learning how to do with it, and then eventually it gets so that you don't think about it. It becomes just an automatic pattern that you can do. So I can do 3 balls, I can do 4 balls either in a circle, or I can do round. 5 balls, it's just a different beat. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I just never got the hang of that. I can juggle with sticks. I have juggled with fire sticks, but not very often. And I can juggle with hoops. I can also juggle with an apple, a lemon, and an egg. It's a bit of a party trick when there are children involved, because there is always that amusing point at the end when you know what happens. Oh yes, oh yes. So that's what I can do. Name something you've made in the last year and show us if you can. Well, I'm going to show you a couple of shelf elves. So if you've been watching my videos around November and December, you might have started to see in the shelves behind me, there started to live some shelf elves. So these are crocheted. So they're crocheted in the style of amigurumi, which means in the round. So that is my shelf elf, which I made a couple of years ago, and then this year I decided, well, November, December, I started making them. I sold some, I made some for friends, I made some for family, I sent them to people, and Benedict wanted one for my son, so I made him this. So this is a Benedict's shelf elf. I made that in January for him. Can I put him? Can you just hutch? And you can go there. So those are his favourite colours, and he wanted a shelf elf. So there we go. They just sit there and they chat to each other. He actually lives up in Benedict's room, but there we go. What is your most recent personal project? I can't show you my most recent one, i.e. the one I was working on last night, because it's a gift. So it's a gift for a friend of mine who's having a baby. Hello, Joe. So I'm working on something for her, because it's very exciting. But I am working on something else, which I have here, which you might like to see. So I'm working on this intermittently. You'll understand why in a minute. If you like Doctor Who, and if you liked Doctor Who in the 70s, you may well have been fond of Tom Baker. He may well have been your doctor of choice. And so the husband requested that I would make him Tom Baker's scarf, which is about 16 feet long. So I am currently knitting Tom Baker's scarf, and it goes on and it goes on and it goes on and it goes on. So yes, that's what I'm working on at the moment. I have finished probably about 13-14 foot of it, and I've probably got about another 3 foot to go, and then I need to sew in. I've sewn in most of the edges, I've just got a few that I need to do. So that's what I'm doing. That's my most recent, one of my most recent projects. Tell us about something you think about often. Tell us something you think about often. Maybe while staring out of windows. Spiritual thinking, spiritual writings, metaphysical teaching, esoterica. Always, always, always. There isn't a day that goes past that I don't consider that. I learn about it, I study it. That's a learning that's going to take lifetimes, as far as I'm aware, and that is always, always, always present for me. So spiritual thinking, spiritual teachings. Number 10, give us something that is your favourite, but make it oddly specific. Not like your favourite food, but like your favourite food when you've been studying for hours and forgot to eat, or, you know, something like that. I like chamomile tea, but I like kale tea about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it has to be tea pigs. Oh yes, it has to be tea pigs chamomile flowers, because, excuse the rustle, you get them in the little packets like that, and they are the actual chamomile flowers. So they're the freshest that I can go. I have had a chamomile plant before and used the actual flowers as an infusion, but it wasn't an awful lot different than that one, to be honest, and so we always have tons of these at home, and that's something oddly specific that I like every day. And there we go. Oh, I'm going to have to take this off. Oh, that's quite warm. That's quite warm. I'm not sure when he's going to wear this. He wanted it though, so he's got it. There we go. Let's just put that up there. Oof. Oh, pig hair. There we go. This was originally created by Read or Rot, I gather. I shall try and tag the original video down. I'll try and put that down in the description box below. And there we go. Those are my 10 answers to anything but tag. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's given you a little idea about what I get on with when I'm not reading. I'm mainly reading, let's be honest, unless I'm anywhere near the coast, and then I'm mainly surfing. There we go, Booktube. This has been lovely. Let's do it again. Bye.